UFC 246 is in the books. We get into it right here, right now. Exaggeration experience. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. This is your boy JG, aka Guy. I'm gonna give you more information on why I just said that, because I never normally do, in just a second. UFC 246 just wrapped up. I'm not going to get into the nuance of it. There's a couple highlights that I wanted to cover, and then I want to look at what's going to be happening moving forward with the UFC, decision making and matchmaking and shit like that. So off top, Conor McGregor won. That was interesting to me just because we're acting like we didn't know what the outcome was going to be. There has been so much conversation throughout the course of the week about Donald Cerrone appearing to be satisfied, happy. You know, they both played a real respectable route. They did that deal. And then he went out there and got his ass whooped. Check out the video that I did before this video about the breakdown, where I get more into the matchup of it. And it wasn't looking favorable. If you were going to get washed up by a dude like Justin Gaethje, a sniper like Conor McGregor was going to give you that work, and we knew that. So shout out to Donald Cerrone. He was a sacrificial lamb for the comeback of Conor McGregor. He came back. He's not punching old people anymore. He's, hopefully not doing blow. Shout out to his bootleg whiskey. So Conor McGregor's back. I'm mad at the fans that get excited, that jump on forums, posts, Twitter, and did you see Conor? He's back and he's great. Yeah. What? He was gonna fold up Donald Cerrone. This is essentially like, if you get a new gym membership and they show you around the gym, this is the arm curl machine, and if you go over here, this is a aerobic section, and we have a sauna. That's what Donald Cerrone was. Donald Cerrone was the walk around the UFC. We know you've been gone for a little while. We know you used to work out a little bit. That will be Conor McGregor, but that you back, we're gonna show you around, let you get acclimated to it. That was Donald Cerrone. That was a dope analogy. But that's essentially what he was. So there was no surprise in what happened last night. Shout out to Conor McGregor. Shout out to his fans. But let's get into what's going to happen next. And it's interesting. We know there was an interview that shout out to the Dan Le Batard show, where Dana White gave an interview where he said, Conor McGregor goes out, he looks good, he looks impressive. He says, hey, look, listen, I want to make the Khabib fight 155. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if that makes sense right now. I don't know if that's something that Conor's going to want to do because of how this fight played out. There's money options on the table. I think a matchup with a guy like a Kamaru Usman, I don't know if that goes well for Conor. 170 is just not good. Even when Conor came in and he looked great at the weight, very natural, big and strong. He was yoked up. We didn't get to see what his gas tank was like because he got it over with so quick, 40 seconds. But my hope is that, okay, cool, you did your thing, you fought well, you got your tour around the gym, aka Donald Cerrone. Now you move back down to 55. Khabib has to take care of Tony Ferguson, so we'll see if that's something that plays out. I'm going to say it now. I have Khabib getting the job done. I really do. And I think it's going to be predictable, and we waited many, many years because this fight's been canceled so many damn times for injuries and pullouts and whatever the case may be. But Khabib's just going to get the job done. I don't know how interested that camp is in facilitating a rematch, but I can tell you if the bag is right, they'll probably get that fight done. But let's take the Khabib thing off the table for a second. And let's say Conor says, I feel so damn good at 170 pounds. I want to just stay at 170 pounds. Masvidal's there. I mentioned the title is there for Usman. And you have to look at the UFC's motives at this point, because if the face of their franchise, that being Conor McGregor, he gets a strap around his waist, especially with what would be in a third division, 145, 155, now 170. Now I'm getting crazy, but that boosts his profile. That puts the UFC kind of, they're trending upward at that point, with McGregor kind of leading the way, 3-division champion. But that shit sounds crazy to me, and I don't think it's gonna happen. But there are money fights to be made with Conor McGregor right now. If you peep Twitter, I don't know, shout out to Twitter. Diaz has some shit to say, even though he just got his ass whooped. But Masvidal is a tough matchup, a busy guy, active guy. But anyway, the Masvidal fight's there. You can look at a Nate trilogy with Conor, because that's gonna fucking break the bank. That fight's gonna break the bank. So that's something you can look at. That's something you can consider. That's a dope fight. And then if you want to flirt with the idea of Usman, I don't know. For guys that say, hey, fuck you, Conor, you know, you don't want to see me, you get in the bag. You fight Conor, you get in the bag. Speaking of the bag, I don't know about this pay structure that they hit Cerrone with. So if he wins, he gets the 400K. If he loses, he gets the 200K. But you know he's going to get pay-per-view back in. That just seems like that's a cheap-ass date to get folded like laundry. What? Can I get a little more up front, a little bit? We'll see what happens. But one of the things I wanted to close out with, very disappointed in the UFC. Now, I understand there may have been scheduling conflicts, but one of the things, I worked yesterday. I worked yesterday. I didn't even watch the fight. I caught the highlights. But one of the things that kind of bothered me a little bit is UFC 246, you had the main event, and you know people were going to be on it. Conor, then you put a name next to him, Cerrone, even though he's coming off back-to-back stoppage losses. So if you got hyped about it, like, this is Donald Cerrone who just got fucked up twice in a row. So now he's lost 3 straight fights by stoppage. So it missed me with all that. But they didn't fill out the undercard. That's my beef with the UFC. They said, okay, on the strength of Conor's name, we just gonna put some bullshit on here. You got Anthony Pettis. He went back down to 55. He looked great, got submitted. I don't know what they do with him now. I think he's lost 2 in a row after knocking out Wonder Boy at 170. But he looked great. So shout out to you. You look great. You did your thing. And then you had the Holly Holm Pennington fight. Raquel Pennington gotta go. She's fucking disappointing as shit. Shout out to Holly Holm. She got the job done. But the undercard was, it left something to be desired. But I felt like, well, Conor McGregor's fighting this guy that's 0-2 in his last 2 fights and 3-3 in his last 6. Let's put all our eggs in that basket. The UFC has fights to be made. They've put together great cards recently in the past. I want to see that moving forward. I want to speculate this may have been a time crunch situation where, like, fuck, we need to fill this card out. We got Donald Cerrone, we got Conor McGregor. Let's fill the card out. Let's just put some motherfuckers like Anthony Pettis, sprinkle them in there, Holly Holm, people like her, and just throw that shit in there. I don't know if that's the best case scenario. I don't want to see that moving forward. And for $74, $82, or $90, for me as a hardcore fan, as a person who has spent a lot of time around the sport, that card's not worth my money. Oh, my bad, y'all. Don't worry about that. That card is not worth my money. If you buy a pay-per-view, cool. I mean, I love Conor McGregor. He's a Conor McGregor. Who the fuck and all that extra shit. That's cool. Then give him your $90. But for me, I want to see a dope card. I want to see it filled out. So UFC 246. For storylines, great. For mixed martial arts consumption purposes, probably a B-. Shout out Donald Cerrone. Stop doing this shit, man. Like, what are you doing? You got the bag now. You got every record and 500 million fights and shit. Just walk away and go. I was looking crazy again. You had the Tony Ferguson out. Yeah, shit was yup. Come on, man. Anyway, those are my thoughts on UFC 246. A very average card. Wasn't filled out well, in my opinion. Anthony Pettis got subbed. Conor McGregor did what he was supposed to do, what a lot of pundits and predictors did. I did a video, said, this will be over in a round and a half. It got over in 40 seconds. Cerrone's only chance to win that fight was late in the game, and that opportunity was not going to present itself. So we're going to wrap this up. Hey, it's 2020. We're making some changes to the channel. We're going to switch the name up. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna bring that to you guys in another video, but we growing. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to the cast that been here the whole time, and we just working. We doing our thing. This is your boy JG, aka Guy. Shout out to my man Double M. We just stay on top of it. This has been Exaggeration Experience. If you guys made it this far, you definitely a real one. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. We out, man. Let's go.